How would I introduce myself? I would say I am Scott Momaday, that is true, but I'm also Tsoai Tali, which is my Indian name, and it means rock tree boy, and I was given that name when I was an infant because I had been taken to a sacred place in Kiowa tradition which is called rock tree, Tsoai.
How and why do you react when critics call you an Indian writer?
How do I react when I'm called an Indian writer? It's true. I think, yes, I'm an Indian writer. But I do also think that it's demeaning in a way to categorize writers in ethnic terms. I would rather be known as a writer than as a Jewish writer, or an Indian writer, or a black writer.
When and why did you start writing fiction? How rewarding the experience?
When did I become interested in writing fiction? I think I went to Stanford with a fellowship in poetry, writing poetry, and I wrote poetry for several years, and I think I got tired of poetry, rather stale, and had worked myself into a corner, and so I turned to fiction because it gave me more flexibility, and I found out that I could write fiction as well as poetry, and so I do both things now.
And were you influenced by great literary figures?
I suppose so. It would be hard to identify particular writers, but certainly I've read writers I admire a great deal, and I'm sure they must have had some influence upon me. I'm very fond of Emily Dickinson, the American poet. Herman Melville, Moby Dick. Isak Dinesen is someone I admire very much, a Danish writer who wrote out of Africa. I think her prose is just really as good as it gets in 20th century English literature.
When you write a novel, how do you start?
I think of I think of what it is that the novel is going to become as far as I can. I think about it for a long time. And then when it seems propitious, I start. I write the first word, followed by the second word and the third. The beginning is a time of great mental activity, but not necessarily writing. And then when the writing comes, it comes a word at a time. And so it's that's basically the process.